I am done with the Dave Canales experience. I don't know about y'all, but the Dave Canales experience and I are officially over. I'm done. I'm done with the coaching of this Carolina Panthers staff and how it doesn't benefit the team. I'm just done with it. Welcome to another episode of Threes and TDs, where we talk about the Carolina Panthers. And today we're going to recap the game against Arizona and just how tough and bad it was. The guys showed a lot of fight, so I was glad that they came all the way back and did what they were supposed to do. But just all in all, really, really bad football. Let me get out the criticisms about Bryce to start off. Bryce should have played better. There's no way. I don't care if there's pressure coming up the middle by Calais Campbell. You cannot fumble the first drop back and give the Cardinals essentially 7 free points. And you especially can't do that with as well as our defense played last year. As our defense played last game. Our defense yesterday gave up the least amount of points that it had given up in over a year. That's how good our defense. And if it hadn't been for the Kyler Murray kind of where there was pressure coming up the sides. Princely, by the way, played phenomenal. But if that hadn't happened, then they would have averaged like 2.1 per rush attempt, which is the lowest that it has been in a very long time. So, but if you're Bryce, you just can't take that sack. You absolutely cannot take that sack. That is a terrible sack to take. It's awful. You've got to be better. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. If you are Bryce Young, you cannot take the sack. With that being said, this coaching staff continues to be unprepared in how they prepare their guys. This is the second year in a row where they have been outcoached in the first 2 games of the season. Brett Coleman had a really, really good point, which was when you are preparing for the regular season, you are preparing, like for the start of the regular season, you are preparing for the first 2 games of the regular season. That's so you do prep for game 1 and then prep for game 2 leading up to it, and the preseason and the off season and all that stuff. After that, it's week by week because you can't really think ahead 3, 4, 5 weeks. So all of this talk of being a developmentally minded team, all of this talk of whatever he thinks needs to happen, this is on Dave Canales. Why is the ball? Here's my thing. Why is the play call still getting to Bryce with 4 seconds left? Why? That's a problem. That's not on Bryce. That's on the coaching staff. I was also not impressed with what we ran when we were in the end zone. There were people that brought up points about Canales when he got. The reason I got sold on Canales, essentially, was because I said, we need alignment. And we did not have alignment with Reich and Fitterer. And I was like, this is great. Morgan and Canales were both in Seattle. This is great. But now that I have some more time to think about it, it's like, sure, it's great, but you actually need a coach that knows how to do coaching things. He is failing this team. Canales and company are failing this team. Now, I've been very critical of Evero. Evero actually called a really good game. That defense came to play. Princely got his first sack. Obviously, the linebacker and the secondary play is still not great, but I thought they came to play. But Dave Canales, what are you doing? At the end of the first half, why is there not more urgency with 2 minutes left? Panthers culture made a point about this on Twitter. He said, do they just not trust Bryce? Because if that's the case, then we have even more of an issue. So I don't understand what Dave Canales, he literally gave them 7 points by being so conservative on that side of the ball. You have 2 minutes left and you run a play up the middle and then you essentially let it go all the way to the bottom. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's a problem. Like, we have a problem. Yeah. It's a big time problem. And I'm tired of the Dave Canales experience. He tried to sell us on the fact that we didn't need to play starters that much in preseason. Okay, whatever. Most teams do it. But then this is the second year in a row where they're unprepared. So I don't understand. At some point, coaching matters. And I think, let me get this straight. The Panthers do not have a top 10 roster. Let's get that out of the way. I am not saying that the Panthers have a top 10 roster. They do not. I'm saying the Panthers have a top 20 roster. I'm saying the Panthers, or even if you want to go higher, a top 23, 22, 23 roster. We're not bottom 8 in the league. We're also not top 15 in the league. So wherever you want to put us in that 15 to 23, that's fine. You know what coaches are supposed to do? They're supposed to take that 23, let's say 22, 23 ranked roster, and they're supposed to make it a 15, 16, 17 ranked roster. Sean McVay, you know what Sean McVay does? Sean McVay elevates the skill of his team. And some of you might say, well, he's not Sean McVay. Well, yeah, that's evident. He's not Sean McVay. But I don't know. It's just today is a venting session about how frustrated I am about this team. And there's a lot of blame. I don't think Dane Morgan gets off easy either. He missed on, it looks like he missed on Xavier Legette. Like, he has been awful. Awful. And there is a point to be made that they're not utilizing him the right way. But at this point, even if they're not utilizing him the right way, when you're in a hurry-up offense, what are you doing on the other side of the ball running to get in alignment or in formation? Like, that's just bad. That's just bad. It gives me Jonathan Mingo 2.0 vibes. So, yeah, just rough all around. Really, really rough all around. We play Atlanta, who has a phenomenal pass rush. Like, they played really, really well against Minnesota last night. So they're going to have to run the ball. Hubbard, another fantastic game. 2 receiving touchdowns. Not rushing touchdowns, receiving touchdowns. So I don't know. I'm done with the Dave Canales experience. We'll have more this week on Xavier Legette, Atlanta, and all that stuff. But I'm ready. I'm ready for some wins. All right, see you all in the next one.